Hello Virgo, welcome to 2020 Tarot. This is Natalie. Today I'm doing a year ahead reading for you, and how this is going to work is I'm going to pull cards from 3 different decks by basically shuffling a bit. I've already shuffled quite a bit, but shuffling a bit in front of you and dropping 12 cards for each month of the year 2021. So this deck is called Simple Answers or something like that, or Life is Simple. I can't remember. Something to the event. Anyways, that the answer is simple. And the creator of this deck is called Sonia Choquette. And here we have Light Sears Tarot for a tarot card for each month. All right, so here we go. And lastly, we have Lenormand. I like Lenormand because it has cards from every kind of aspect of life as well. You have love, passion, you have work, you have money, you have endings, you have changes, you have all kinds of themes, and I really like that. Simple deck, I really like it. Okay, here we go. All right, so Virgo, let's start with January. January, it says card number 9, tell the truth. Okay, and looks like you're hesitant a little bit of telling the truth. You need to tell the truth because you've been hoping, wishing with this card. This is the Stars card from the Lenormand. You've been wishing and hoping for something better and different. You have the Death card here. So right from the get-go, something needs to die in order to be reborn again. So I think it's up to you. It's up to you. You are reluctant to do it, but you need to do it for your own good because you've been wishing and hoping for this change to happen. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, I don't know that from these 3 cards, but that's what it's telling me for January for you, Virgo. In February, it's asking you to be a bit of a rebel. I mean, just like this little pink person on this pink bike with pink hair, sort of like the singer Pink or entertainer Pink. She looks like a bit of a rebel. Be a rebel, but be cautious though. Don't be a nasty rebel. Like, don't be someone who's too aggressive. Just be kind. Like the pink kind of insinuates that, right? Be a good rebel and a soft rebel. And you need to do that, and this is probably because of the situations that's happening in January. You need that in order to have your stability. Regain your foot properly. Be stable. And this is the bouquet, and the bouquet means gifts. It means things that you love. So things that are coming for you, surprises. You'll be surprised at the outcome. If you give, you behave like a mini rebel, a good rebel. You're being cautious with your words and your actions. You'll be surprised. Okay, you'll have a surprise, or you'll be surprised at how stable things can become for you again. Okay, that's in February. March, we have drop it. So you have to drop something. You need to let go of something. And I think that something has to do with work. Clearly, this card talks about work. You have a lot of work. You've mastered your skill, but you are extremely busy. And we see here the different phases of the moon. This is the 8 of Pentacles. We see, however, 8 phases of the moon. So over the course of the month, you need to drop something. This is the Tower. The Tower in this deck calls for or talks to being alone or institutions like a prison or work or banks or things like that of that nature. It could also represent your work, okay, a corporation. So you need to drop something at work, and probably it most likely has to do with a project. You look like you're indecisive here. You've got 2 things on the go. You've got a bunch of papers on one side and a bunch of bowls on the other side. So you need to drop something. You need to focus your energy on one thing. And that's probably why she's holding on to a candle in her hand. That candle is probably there. She's hoping for clarity, right? She's hoping for illumination. And the universe is sending that illumination to you. You need to drop something. You can't handle it all, okay? If you handle it all, you're probably going to end up alone, right? You're going to be stuck. You're probably alone doing all of this. And that's probably what it is. It has to do with work. You're alone doing this, but you can't manage it all. We talked about balance in the month of February, where you have to be a rebel. And I think that's what it is. You need to be a rebel, speak up in February so that you take action of dropping one of the projects in March. April. You are safe, card number 48. I really like this. You see the butterfly is protected by the petals from this big flower, from all the birds around. Okay, so you are safe. You're in a good place. You're being supported by your actions. This card here, the mice, speaks of worries. Okay, so I see that you're safe. You don't need to worry. Although you do have some worries, don't worry. Okay, don't have worries because you are safe. And what you have here is renewed energy, passion. And you're going to have that young energy to keep moving on with whatever you've not dropped from the month of March. Okay, so you're going to have renewed energy to move on in April. In May, okay, it looks like again something to do with work. And I'm sorry to say this, but there's some circumstances, and I'm gonna take this card up. This card speaks of take no offense. Okay, it's card number 53. And if you look closely, it's very cloudy and there's a lot of mud. So rain has fallen. Some crap happened. And rain, like the weather, we cannot influence the weather. The weather is an uncontrollable event, right? That's out of our control totally. But by that process of having it, like rain has fallen, this carriage is going through and you happen to be there at the same time that the mud is being spitting up on you. It's spitting up on you. So it just happens that you cannot take offense for this situation that is occurring because it's not personal to you. It's just the outside influences, the outside forces that we have no control over, and you just happen to be there at that time. Okay? And the reason why I say this has to do with work again is because we've got the fox, and the fox is about your day-to-day activities. And this is the month of May, so something at work, uncontrollable, unforeseen situation that it's just bad timing, but you cannot be offended by it. And what's important by that is, I would say that this again is coming from corporate because it's the emperor, the king of all kings. Maybe you're on the receiving end of something that's not so positive. Or it could be that if you are taking no offense to what's going on, that actually blemishes you. By taking no offense, you end up being the king of kings. You end up being very confident and in control again of your situation. Okay? Either way, I don't know. It all depends on you and your situation. It could be different for all of you. All right, Virgo, for June, we have Listen to the Music. And I really like this card because you have a dog, a cat, and 4 mice. And they're completely oblivious to one another. They're in complete harmony. Listening to the music is powerful. It helps to harmonize things around you. I think, May will be chaotic, somewhat chaotic for you. But if you stop and listen to the music, you have here now new options. 7 of Cups. You do not know what's underneath each one of these cups. You know some are good, some are bad. You're not sure. But these options are bringing you change. The stork is the change card. Okay? Could be change in work. Could be. Don't know that. Okay? Could be different for all of you. Like I said, situation is different for all. In July, you are asked to speak with love, card number 32. So speak with a higher energy. There's going to be things that will appear in your life to be unsurmountable, like an obstacle, like nothing that's going to happen overnight, right? You cannot climb this mountain overnight. So you feel a little disappointed, or somewhat disappointed, that you want to turn your back on it. Whatever you do, if you're turning your back on this and walking towards the light, okay, just remember to speak with love as you're doing this. Do not go down the rabbit hole and be negative about it. There's going to be change. You have to listen to the music, so stay in harmony with yourself and with others. Speak with love in July. You walk away from this obstacle in front of you. Just walk away, but do the right thing. Do it the right way. Now for August, we have You Are Not Afraid. So you have, again, this mountain appearing again. This Goliath is in front of you. But this time, you are not afraid of confronting it or dealing with it. And I think what happens here is we have the Devil card. And the Devil card is probably, in this case, one of two things. It's either you are still bound to some kind of energy or mental thought or addiction or some kind, or you're going to be putting in a lot of time and effort. Okay, you're almost going to feel like a slave, right? Like a slave to this obstacle that you're wanting to conquer. I think I see that more in this card because you also have the Home card here, and your Home card is security, safety, security, personal safety, security, and securing your assets, your family, and all that. So you are not afraid of what's needed to be done, although it's going to be long hours, a lot of effort on your part. You're not afraid, and you're going to do it in order to secure yourself and your family or your assets or whatever. September, Virgo, your month now. You have Be Courageous. So take all those tools that you need to be able to attain this, okay, that you started in August, in order to combat that Goliath or that huge mountain. Cover yourself with an armor, as we can see here, and be courageous and head on. What you'll gain from this is peace. The lilies meaning peace. And you're going to be so driven, driven. You're the Knight of Wands. You're going to have that passion. You're going to take actions, passionate actions, and it's going to be rhythmic. She's beating on a drum. It's going to be ongoing and rhythmic. Okay, so you're starting. You're not afraid. You're contemplating. You're going to put in some time, and it's telling you to keep going on and hold on to that courage because you're on the right path anyways. October, step away from the crowd, card number 18. So don't follow the crowd. Be your own self, individual self. The book here in this deck means secrets, things that are not revealed to you. Also, it means learning. So part of this process of this mountain that you need to conquer probably has to do with the fact that you have to learn something new. And you're not doing what everyone else is doing, and you're doing it in a unique way. And you're doing this for yourself. But the good thing, apologize. Sorry, I just got the hiccup at the same time of, I don't know, it was weird. Pardon me. So step away from the crowd, start something new, learning something new. You're on the right path because you've got the Chariot. So this energy that you're doing, it's balanced, it's guided, it's something that's for you and good for you. And it's going to secure your process. But you need to take a different path than what's been currently done by others, or that's commonly done by others. All right? Yeah, I like that. That's for you, October. Now, in November. All right, so maybe with all of this process, something happens and someone is apologizing. Either you're saying I'm sorry or someone is saying they're sorry to you. Okay? card number 29. And clearly we see here that someone is feeling disappointed, left out. But what you don't see on this card, or maybe not see properly, is you have the key. Well, this person doesn't see it. There's a key to open this door. So this key is your solution to not feeling this way. And probably that key is the forgiveness, the apology that you're either receiving or giving, okay? And the apology probably has to do with the whip. The whip is repetitive actions, daily repetitive actions. So if you, in this process, I'm thinking in my mind here, you know, we all have families, not all of us, but most of us have families. And, you know, if you've had to put in double hours all this time for work, you've not been able to be around your family all that much because you've had to do all that work, repetitive, all the time, consistent. And you're coming to the realization that people around you are really losing it. They're feeling left out. They're upset. They're sad, disappointed. That you have to say, I'm sorry, and you need to start focusing on them. Give them the key so they can feel happy again. Or this could be an addiction. The whip can be an addiction. The whip could mean that you've had an addictive personality since, and you know, workaholics, right? I'm part of a workaholic group of people. I don't work all the time, but let's say that I'm working a lot. And again, I'm doing card readings on my weekends now. I'm actually enjoying it, keeping me busy, but I'm never stopping. And, you know, that is kind of an issue as well, right? So it's kind of like an addiction. I can't stop. I'm like the Energizer Bunny that keeps going on and on and on and on and on. That was my nickname, by the way, back in the day. But having said all that, I'm sorry, it's not about me, it's about you, Virgo. So, you know, maybe the apologies are needed because of this addiction that you have with something. It could be anything, right? And by doing that, you've kind of not been there for the people around you, your support group, your people, your kids, your family, your parents, your spouse, whoever it is, okay? December now. Virgo. So we have for you in December the doctor who's dancing around because he's now noticing that the patient in the bed is recovering and recovering pretty good, that it's no longer an emergency. So whatever was the problem back in November is now turning around, getting better. And we see that here too with this card here, the Five of Swords. And in this deck, what I consider this Five of Swords is this man in the forefront here. He's got that inner thought, that bird quacking away in his head. And he's got the headache, you can see the distress on his face. But this bird finally leaves him and goes towards the light. So that right here at the bottom, he's completely free. He's relieved. No more headache, no more tension, no more pressure, no more nothing. It's no longer an emergency. The situation's cleared up. And the Lenormand card for the month of December is the dog. And the dog speaks of loyalty, your best friends, the people that are true to you. So evidently, this apology is needed in order to secure the relationships that you have around you. Getting rid of all those headaches, and no longer is a drama in your life. It's no longer drama. It's gone. I like this, Virgo. All right, Virgo, this is it for you for the year ahead. And I'm going to wish you happy holidays. I hope that the new year 2021 is going to bring you and your family lots of joy, lots of abundance, prosperity, and mostly health. All right, take care. Bye now.